2019 TLC MicroPD series. I am Lauren Beal.
And I'm Rachel Haverstick.
We are both members of the curriculum and instruction team at IU13. As C&I specialists, we provide professional development on a wide range of topics. A MicroPD is a short professional development session that provides a brief overview of a particular topic. We encourage you to visit the IU13 website and the e-learning toolkit to learn more about additional PD opportunities. This MicroPD session's topic is Rethinking Assessment. There's no denying that this school year looks different, and we have had to make changes to many of our past practices, assessments included. We hope this MicroPD will lead you to reflect on past practices and traditional use of assessments and think about assessing learning differently. Let's take a look at 5 strategies to help reframe your thinking about assessing learning.
Number 1, stop formally assessing everything. Not every item you teach needs to be assessed through a formal test or quiz. Given the various ways in which we are providing learning opportunities and meeting the needs of our learners this year, we need to be intentional about what we are assessing. What are the priority standards for the grade level or course you teach? What content is so important that if it is not mastered, it will lead to learning gaps for that student? Make your formal assessments linked to those identified priority standards. If you need support on identifying priority standards, the Pennsylvania Department of Education has identified focus areas of instruction to help teachers make these distinctions. They can be found on the PDE Equitable Schools Roadmap and are a valuable tool in determining what content is worthy of a formal assessment. Even when content or a lesson is not formally assessed, we can and should be providing ongoing feedback to students about their learning. Feedback is essential to learning and should happen frequently. Number 2, consider the assessment content, structure, and question types. Reflect on the format of your current assessments. Do your assessments include a variety of question types? Rather than traditional assessment questions, such as multiple choice or fill in the blank, consider using prompts and tasks that require students to apply their knowledge on a particular topic. We want to create and use assessments that require students to perform and apply their thinking. Performance tasks or problems that allow for multiple correct solutions and ask students to explain their thinking can be a great way to encourage this type of thinking.
Number 3, move from one big assessment or event to a series of smaller, quick checks. You do not need to save your assessment until the end of a unit. It is acceptable to take your larger summative assessment and break them into smaller chunks. Shorter and more frequent assessments can be helpful, especially when students are learning in a variety of settings. Short and more frequent assessments allow the teacher to provide more timely feedback, remediation, or acceleration throughout a longer unit where multiple learning outcomes or standards are being addressed. Number 4, use conversations and oral defense. There is so much to learn when we can get a peek inside a student's head and make their thinking visible. Asking students to provide an oral explanation of their solution, explain their thinking, or reflect on their own learning can be a powerful assessment tool. We suggest evaluating students' oral presentations as a means of assessments beyond or in place of traditional assessment questions. Tools like Flipgrid or video or voice recording features within your learning management system or LMS can make this easy to do.
Number 5, leverage technology tools. There are a variety of technology tools that can aid in delivering assessments. This is extremely important as our students are learning in a variety of learning environments and paper and pencil assessments may not be appropriate. Based on your district, you may have a learning management system that has a suite of assessment tools built in. They can be seamlessly integrated into a student's learning experience. If you do not have an LMS or learning management system, there are a host of free online tools that can assess student learning. Spend some time expanding your repertoire of assessment tools and determine what will meet the needs of you and your students.
Thanks, Rachel. So finally, let's talk about cheating. Cheating has been a reoccurring topic as learners are connecting remotely and completing assignments in virtual environments. Here are 3 quick tips for preventing cheating during remote learning and assessment. First, emphasize critical thinking and inquiry. When your lessons, tasks, and assessment items encourage learners to research, solve problems, and apply learning in complex ways, it lessens the opportunities for cheating. Second, create a classroom culture that discourages cheating. Have conversations about academic honesty and ethical decision making. Make an academic honesty policy a prominent feature in your learning management system and use that before each assessment. Also, help your learners to understand the purpose of an assessment. Assessments should be used to help teachers help learners. Flip the script so that students view assessments as a positive experience, an important part of their learning process. And lastly, use peer feedback. Allowing students to assess each other's work can be a great strategy that prevents cheating. Not only do students need to critically think as they provide feedback to each other, it also reduces cheating as learners are held accountable to their peers. Thank you for joining us, and remember to refer back to IU13's website and the IU13 e-learning toolkit for additional professional development opportunities.